Hello and welcome back to my channel. As humans, we all have a natural instinct to survive. However, in certain situations, having basic survival skills can make all the difference. That's why today, I want to share with you the 5 essential survival skills that you need to know. These skills will not only help you in emergency situations, but they can also be applied in your everyday life to improve your overall preparedness and awareness. So, whether you're an outdoor enthusiast or just looking to improve your survival skills, this video is for you. Let's get started. Fact number 1, finding and purifying water. When it comes to survival, water is a top priority. Humans can only survive a few days without water, so it's crucial to know how to find and purify water in emergency situations. The first step is to know where to look for water sources. This could include streams, rivers, lakes, and even rainwater. However, not all water sources are safe to drink from, as they may contain harmful bacteria, viruses, or parasites. Therefore, it's important to know how to filter and purify water before drinking it. There are several methods to do this, including boiling, using water purification tablets, or using a filtration system. It's also important to know how to store water safely, so it doesn't become contaminated or spoiled over time. By mastering these skills, you can ensure that you have a reliable source of clean drinking water in any situation. Fact number 2, building a shelter. When you find yourself in an emergency situation, building a shelter is crucial to ensure your safety and protection. You need to find a suitable location to build your shelter, one that provides sufficient protection from the elements and is not located in a flood-prone area. In addition to natural materials such as branches, leaves, and grass, you may need to use a tarp or other durable material to cover your shelter. Knowing how to build different types of shelters is also important. You may need to build a lean-to shelter, a debris shelter, or a poncho shelter depending on the situation and the resources available to you. It's also important to know how to insulate your shelter and create a fire pit nearby to stay warm and cook food if necessary. By learning how to build a shelter, you'll be better equipped to protect yourself in an emergency situation. Fact number 3, starting a fire in the wilderness can be challenging, especially when you don't have any equipment. That's why it's essential to learn different methods for starting a fire without a lighter or matches. One of the most common methods is using friction. This involves using a fire bow or fire plow to create friction between two pieces of wood until they start to smolder. Another method is using sparks, such as a flint and steel or a magnesium fire starter. These tools create sparks that can ignite dry tinder, which can then be used to start a fire. Lastly, there are chemical methods such as using potassium permanganate and glycerin or even a battery and steel wool. Whichever method you choose, it's important to practice in a safe and controlled environment before trying it in a survival situation. Remember to gather dry and combustible materials such as leaves, dry grass, or small sticks before starting the fire, and to keep it small and contained to prevent it from getting out of control. Fact number 4, navigation. Navigating in the wilderness can be a challenging task, but it's a crucial skill to have in emergency situations. Being able to find your way can make the difference between life and death. Navigation involves more than just knowing how to read a map or use a compass. It also requires a deep understanding of your surroundings. You should be able to identify landmarks, natural features, and other points of reference that can help you find your way. In addition, it's important to have a basic knowledge of the terrain you're in and be able to assess the weather conditions to help guide your decisions. Learning how to navigate in the wilderness can take time and practice, but it's an essential survival skill that could save your life. If you're planning to go on a wilderness adventure or just want to be prepared for an emergency situation, it's important to start practicing your navigation skills now. You can start by studying maps and practicing using a compass, or by taking a course in wilderness navigation. The more you practice and develop your skills, the more confident you'll feel navigating in any situation. Fact number 5. First aid. In addition to knowing how to treat wounds, it's important to be able to recognize the signs of potential health problems and to be able to provide basic care. This includes identifying symptoms of heat stroke, hypothermia, and dehydration, as well as knowing how to treat bites and stings from insects and animals. It's also important to have a basic understanding of medications and to know how to use them if needed. Another important aspect of first aid is being able to improvise and use available resources to treat injuries. For example, using duct tape to secure a makeshift splint or using a piece of clothing as a bandage. Being able to think creatively and use what is available in your surroundings can be the difference between life and death in an emergency situation. Lastly, it's important to have a basic understanding of emergency response protocols and to know how to call for help if needed. This includes knowing how to use emergency communication devices, such as satellite phones or radios, and knowing the appropriate steps to take when seeking medical attention. Overall, having a basic knowledge of first aid can be invaluable in an emergency situation and can make the difference between life and death. In summary, being prepared for emergency situations can be the difference between life and death. By learning and mastering these essential survival skills, you will not only be better equipped to handle an emergency, but you'll also feel more confident and self-assured in the face of adversity. Practice these skills regularly so that they become second nature and always be prepared for the unexpected. Remember, it's not a matter of if an emergency will happen, it's a matter of when. Don't wait until it's too late to learn these important skills. Thank you for watching and stay safe out there.